never get sick of the sound of a V8 supercar as the Dunlop Series cars leave the grid at Mount Panorama, race 2 of the weekend. It's just a 2-race format. There's no 3-race format here at this round. The finishing order of race 1 is the grid of race 2. Jack Perkins have tweaked away on that ex-Techno car at the Eggleston team. He's on row 2 with Taz Douglas. Andrew Jones next from George Badiki. Both the Russell boys, Drew and Aaron, are in the top 10. And Christian Limbom back in the category this weekend. Missed the last round at Winton. That car he's driving is the David Reynolds car that finished second to Jamie Whincup here last year.
Yeah, and, you know, he was learning a lot yesterday. There's no question. First time here at Bathurst in one of these cars, and there is a lot to learn.
Here's the points coming into this Dunlop Series final race of the weekend. Dale Wood, 210 clear of Ash Walsh. Then Andrew Jones. Jack Perkins has jumped to 4th. Remember, he missed the opening round, but has been pretty pacey. Steve Owen, he missed the opening round too. He's in 8th. Aaron Russell. And Taz Douglas ran out to 10th. Really a two-man fight here.
Yep.
Wood can put it beyond reach or nearly beyond reach in this race. Final round is at the Sydney 500 in December. So Wood, remember, starts 2nd. Walsh starts from 8th. There's 150 points on the line for a race win in this one, so it's all in Dale Wood's corner here.
It's going to be pretty exciting to see who gets the jump off the start.
There's the signal. Green flag at the back. Ready for the countdown sequence. Owen and Wood, they're teammates for Matthew White's team. Can Jack Perkins fly the flag for Holden and get in among those two ex-FPR Falcons away? Race 2 of the Dunlop Series at Bathurst is go. Andrew Jones is going.
Walsh another slow start.
Slow away. Casey Stoner made a very good jump, but look at Taz Douglas trying to go the long way around on Dale Wood, but again, Steve Owen with a margin already. Look, Jeff Emery.
Sideways, Jeff Emery in the fence.
Oh, stay straight. Don't come back on there. Whoa, boy, that was close.
Yeah, and I think he's done some damage to the diff housing on that ex-888 Commodore by the looks of it. But Dale Wood managed to hold into 2nd spot into turn 2. Someone's turning there on one of the Bob James T-Mark cars. I thought that was going to end badly, but anyway, managed to get through there. So good driving by those guys to get through, up through turn 3 into the cutting. Seems that we've got everybody there, although Jeff Emery looks like he's losing ground. There he is.
Look at the margin. Owen is flying away. First time to the top of the hill. Listen to this. That shows you the approach to McPhillamy Park. It's blind. Look at Owen pushing clear. That's margin. That's cold tyre speed. And he's pushing margin. This is what he did yesterday. He built a really big cushion. Safety car came out, and then he just did what he had to do to get to the line.
Yeah, Jack Perkins will be disappointed with this. He's got the lights on. Taz Douglas, a great jump from row 2 to move up a spot. The Commodore in the tow of the Falcon as we come down to the chase. Look at the speed of these cars through here. In car. The JP, here he slotted it down there late, did a great move. He's managed to pull that off clean as, but he did it late.
And he wanted to get that done. I spoke to this team, the Ben Eggleston team, just before this race. They said they struggled in the dirty air behind the Falcons in race 1 yesterday. No dirty air now for him because he's got the move done and he's starting to hunt. There's Ash Walsh.
Another bad getaway there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the same problem at all. He just bogged it down or got a little bit too much wheel spin, but he has struggled to get the car off the line again. Andrew Jones in 5th. Hassling Taz Douglas now. Casey Stone, a great start. Look at him. He is right in the mix at the moment.
And he was pretty pacey yesterday. He made up ground very early. Dropped a couple of spots. Replay of the start. On the right is Jack Perkins on the 2nd row of the grid.
Oh, just a little bit too much wheel spin. Douglas went down the outside. Jack had nowhere to go. He's stuck behind Dale Wood here. Oh, oversteering on the exit.
And look for Jeff Emery back in the pack. He makes a little bit of a move across, and he went across the front of Aaron Russell, and he wasn't clear. There was a little rub, and that's
it
what
looks
set him
like
off
that.
the
Here we
road.
go. Here's the replay of Jack Perkins. As I said, late on the brakes. He was desperate to get in there. Good work by Taz Douglas to see him come and gave him some room. And Walsh down the inside of Limbom as well. Very wide.
This is on board with Taz Douglas in the Arvo Beer Ford driving for Image Racing, Terry Wyhoom's team. This is the ex-Shane Van Gisbergen Stone Brothers car.
Oh, look at the wheel work there, Aaron.
Yeah, he's hustling, isn't he?
He is hustling.
He's on board a Nissan for the race tomorrow with James Moffat, looking back at Andrew Jones in the Bianchi Commodore. He'll be with Jason Bright in the BOC car, and this is Jim Policina in one of the ex-Tasman Motorsport Commodores.
They've got a rear bumper and diffuser issue. There's obviously been some contact in the back as we look out the back of Taz Douglas's car and Andrew Jones in the tow. But Steve Owen, he's clean set of heels there. Dale Wood trying to give chase.
And look at this, Andrew Jones launching a move on Dark Horse. Uses some curb, hasn't got it done. A little bit of a
touch. Oh, they've run him. He's run him wide. Look at this. Russell comes through. Where's Casey Stoner? There he is on the outside. He's going to get in front of these two as well. Great move. Fantastic bit of work there by those two guys to make a move, gain a couple of spots. Taz Douglas, Andrew Jones touching each other. Ash Walsh is in this now as well. He's looking for a comeback on the outside. Andrew Jones better not move over too much more. Cars on the outside. Jones! Sideways.
Ash Walsh had to have a little lift, but he still gets a run. False start penalty for Sam Walter. That's a 5-second time penalty, but he is further back in the order. He's not a factor, 23rd in the motor race, but Steve Owens punched out the fastest lap of the race at 2:11.42. We're underway in race 2 of the Dunlop Series, but it's like yesterday. Steve Owen leads the way. He's got control. Can Darwood catch him? We'll find out after the break. Under safety car at Bathurst, there's been a drama at Turn 1. If you've just joined us, Morgan Haber and Aaron Russell ended up in the Turn 1 bunker. Many years ago, it was Jim Richards and George Fury in BMWs. Here's how it unfolded. Haber in too deep.
Late.
Boof.
And it's broken the suspension there as well on Haber's car. He was very late on the decision there. Carried a little bit too much speed. Russell wouldn't have really had an opportunity to see him coming at all. So these guys are going to set up. Here's an opportunity now. Cold tyres. Who's going to make the best of the restart? So far, Linus Stern, everyone is following each other. Jack Perkins is looking on. Look at Casey Stoner showing his nose there to Jack Perkins. He really wants to find the podium for this race. And he's looking good. He looks like he is really sharp and comfortable with this car.
He's not in 4th place if you've just joined us because there's been dramas. He's worked his way forward. He's got car pace.
Ash Walsh.
Look at this. He's in the tow and he's making Jack Perkins cover the line in a Turn 2.
Ash Walsh is here looking up the inside. He's going to get the inside on Casey Stoner, but who is going to give way going up to the cutting? And Walsh gives way on Stoner.
Looking back from Jack Perkins' car, he'll be remembered with Scott McLaughlin, the Fujitsu 33 car tomorrow. We'll see Scott in action in the top 10 shootout. That was a little bit close to the wall.
He's using every...
he's hit the wall. Stoner hits the fence. Oh, he was going so well. He's out now. That's busted. This is Stoner. This is the wall where Chaz Mostert went in yesterday.
Yeah, he's really driven the car way too wide there. It looked like he had the opportunity probably just to get out of the car's pretty straight at this point, and he's actually just driven it and used up too much road. It looked like didn't quite have that peripheral vision of where he was heading, and it's quite a touch. That's quite a hit. First with the front and then with the back of his Red Bull Commodore.
And lucky not to ping-pong into that outside.
Very lucky. It did look like he was heading in that direction. So here he is in the pit lane. It's all over. There's action aplenty back here.
That's Josh Hunter out wide in the
who's got smoke coming out the back of his car. So it looks like he's got a problem as well.
And look at them all just stack up behind. It just takes one of them for a drama. That's a shame for Hunter. He was on the fringe of the top 10 in his first trip to Bathurst. Stoner's made it back to the lane. That's a real shame. The Triple Eight crew going to work at the front of that car, but we're counting down, and his weekend, his debut at Bathurst is done.
Some pretty tentative driving going on in here. This is Rodney Jane again, who we've spoken about earlier. I think he must have something up with that car. He looks very tentative, and he is really struggling, which is a little bit unusual for the guy who has had many starts around here and done a lot of laps these days.
And the guy behind him is Josh Keane. He's never been here before. First time, and he's running in an ex Holden Racing Team car. He made his Dunlop Series debut at Winton, and he's just here to do laps. He's just here to learn the cars and learn the track.
Well, he's doing well.
Oh, he's not now because Sam Walter got it down the inside and made some contact. That always happens when you say good stuff.
We have not done a good job of looking after these guys today. Nick McBride now getting a run on Keane, but Walter went very narrow into the elbow. Keane was really covering his line a little bit, but Walter continued with it. Side by side through the chase. These guys...
McBride might have got a little tap there on the way in.
He did get a little tap there from Keane, who's given him a little bump, which has knocked him sideways. Another couple of spots lost there. There's desperation back through the field here, Aaron. Just a little. They all know, though, that they've got only a lap or so left of their weekend at Bathurst. They're trying to make up for it. Here we go, the replay. Yeah, Walter down the inside. King turns in. King did turn in, and Walter's actually come off the inside wall as well. So maybe a little bit more damage to his car, but action aplenty. Keane's, it looked like he saw him coming, and I can't believe someone didn't end up in the fence on the outside there at Forest Elbow. Keane did a pretty good job to recover his car. Big slide on the exit. Steve Owen on the climb through the cutting, and he looks like he's got this one in the kit bag. He's got it under control. No reason for Dale Wood to push here and do anything silly. Casey Stoner there with John Russell, his engineer. Hunter back in the lane. This is one of the ex-Dick Johnson Fords from last year that is run by Maury Pickering's Finance Easy team, a young gun teenager who's learning the ropes and been moving forward throughout the course of this year's Dunlop Series, but the clock has stopped in terms of the time left. Steve Owen on his way down the mountain.
Unfortunately, it's a case of commentators' curse for Casey Stoner, but Casey, you were really showing some fantastic form and really having a good time out there.
Yeah, well, we went completely the wrong way in the car yesterday. We went far too soft, and from qualifying to race, it was just a different car. So today we went basically back to what we had in qualifying with a few variations, and the car was, it was another one. It was fantastic. So we had a lot more to show then, but unfortunately on the racing lap again, I just went into that corner a little bit too gingerly. I don't think I backed off enough, so we didn't get the front to dive, and then all of a sudden it just wouldn't turn. So I don't think there was anything wrong with the car. I just basically misjudged it. We should have been a little bit tighter up behind Jack and not been so careful. But honestly, it was just nice to run some fast laps with guys that I'm not just constantly trying to pass. It was really, really good for a change.
It's nice to see you've got your family and little Ali watching along with you as well.
Yeah, they're pretty much there at almost every race, and I wouldn't have it any other way. It's a privilege that I'm able to have, so I may as well use it.
Thanks so much, Casey.
Thank you.
We'll see him in action in the final round of the Dunlop Series at Sydney Olympic Park in December on the last lap now. This will be called a lap short, but looking here at Drew Russell, position 5. This is a great job. This team, they're a small family outfit from Newcastle. They put a lot into their racing, and he's not far away from these front runners. Taz Douglas is with him, Andrew Jones, George Medicki, Christian Limbom next, and Chris Pither. That's the top 10 as it runs. Yeah, Drew's driven really smart, to be honest. I mean, he has been patient. He hasn't made too many mistakes at all. May not have the fastest car out there by the looks of it, but he's been driving consistent, keeping it clean. He's given room when he needed to, and he's just been smart about the whole process. So good job for him, and he's going to hopefully come home without a scratch on that Falcon. While we've got you here, top 10 shootouts coming up. James Courtney on board car 22. Who's your tip? What can you see unfolding in the one-lap dash? Mate, we're a lot later for the shootout than we've been before, starting at 5 o'clock, so I think temperature's going to play a bit of a part, and depending on what it starts to do around the time of the start of the shootout, it could be pretty interesting to see who manages to put the lap in. Every single one of those guys knows how to do a good lap. They're willing to put it on the line. Obviously, James is willing to put it on the line. I'd love to see him grab pole position, but I think it's going to be really tough. I wouldn't want to actually pick one at the moment. Does that give you any info? No. That's Vince sitting over. I've heard it. Yeah, righto. I'm going to do that. I don't want to give anyone else the mocker. We've already done enough today, mate. We talk about someone, and it seems to go a bit average. But anyway, Dale Wood, he hasn't given up the fight. Although Steve Owen's probably looking in the mirror, willing to judge the distance. Only a couple more corners. The championship is definitely still alive, though. It's going to go down to Homebush. Ash Walsh has done a great recovery here
to make sure that he has got every chance going into the last round in a few weeks' time.
Steve Owen, though, will do the double. He's a two-time Dunlop Series champ, but he hasn't won in the series on the mountain. He has now. He wins the round in the Sharon Rentals Ford. Wood is second for the race and the weekend, and Jack Perkins will fill the final spot on the podium. So the title is alive going to the final round in Sydney.
The race is not over, though.
Too.
McBride up the inside of Keane. Are they going to touch? No, they give each other room, and McBride's going to beat him to the line.
He got him for position 16. But Steve Owen picks up the race and the round. Great job for Ash Walsh. He really was gritty there. He really fought that one out. Drew Russell, well done. Taz Douglas next. Jones, Mediki, Lindbaum and Pither rounded out the top 10.
Well, Steve Owen, what a domination. It's Bathurst and you love it.
Yeah, it wasn't quite so easy that time, but it was a great race. A couple of safety cars, but it's always the way. But Sharon Rentals' machine was quick all weekend, and I can't thank the MW boys enough. They just put together such a good car.
It's a good tight series, isn't it?
Absolutely. And we saw this year, there's two guys from the Dunlop series that went straight from winning the Dunlop series to winning in the main series. So, you know, it just proves how strong this is. And, you know, they're probably the top 6 guys. Well, I think there's 8 co-drivers. The top 6 would look comfortable on the main series grid.
It's the perfect score for Steve Owen. The 300 gives him the win. Dale Wood and Jack Perkins on the podium. Good job from Taz Douglas. Well fought back from Ash Walsh. Drew Russell next from Andrew Jones. George Mediki, Christian Lindbaum first time at the mountain in a V8, and Gary Jacobson rounded out the top 10. But it's Owen Wood and Jack Perkins who fill the podium positions for this penultimate round of the Dunlop Series at Mount Panorama Bathurst. And this is how it looks in the points. Dale Wood is nearly there. 228 now, clear of Ash Walsh. 300 on the table for the final round of the championship. Andrew Jones now third from Jack Perkins. Mediki's fifth from Steve Owen. Then Russell, Gaunt, Douglas and Aaron Russell rounding out the top 10. But Dale Wood could clinch the Dunlop Series in the final round. He is in the box seat. He's done the best job over the 6th round so far as they celebrate with champagne here at Bathurst. There'll be more champagne in the final round. Round 7 of 7 for the Dunlop Series. It's at the Sydney 500 at Sydney Olympic Park, December 6 to 8. Thanks to Greg Murphy and the whole team. We'll see you on the streets of Sydney when we crown a champ for 2013.